What's going on, guys? Sam Adams here, and GameStop is closing? Okay, so that's not exactly what's going on. Globally, GameStop is going to be closing by the end of 2017, about 150 of their stores globally.
10 people died in the Bronx last night due to a fire that killed 10 people in the Bronx last night during a fire,
which is about 2 to 3% of their entire total of stores. As you would expect, this is because of the sales themselves. Globally, they're down about 14%, and hardware sales themselves are down about 29%, even though there was a PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One S that was launched in 2016, which is kind of shocking, but not really when you think about it. Because we are getting pretty deep into the hardware cycle of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, if you probably wanted a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One bad enough, you more than likely have been able to go out and get one at some point, because I've seen them as low as about $200, even sometimes less than that, depending on if you are willing to buy used. Now, this is by no means the end of GameStop. It's more so just a continuation of the restructuring that's been going on since about 2011. They realized what was going on and decided to invest more of their time and efforts into merchandise like you have seen from ThinkGeek, some t-shirts that are from ThinkGeek and other sources that have been incorporated into the brick and mortar stores rather than just available online. According to USA Today, they are actually going to be opening about 65 technology brand stores that do sell cell phones and actually include some carrier plans, and on top of that, about 35 retail stores that just carry things like apparel and collectibles, so expect to see some kind of weird GameStop Hot Topic hybrid popping up near you probably within the next year or two. So when it comes down to it, what does this mean for you, the consumer? Really nothing, because in my own town, from my experience, and of course your experience may vary, we have about, I would say, between 6 and 7 GameStops, and a couple of those are within just a couple of miles of each other, so it simply makes sense if your sales are lacking to close a couple of those stores, combine some resources, and just better allocate where you spend your money by paying your employees. Of course, some people are going to lose their jobs from this, and that is very unfortunate, but to have, 2 brick and mortar stores within a couple of blocks of each other just doesn't make sense. Overall, I believe this is just showing a global trend towards digital and also online sales, because as far as my gaming habits go, if I want a new game, I am more likely to go on Amazon because I am a Prime member, so I get a couple of bucks off new releases, and on top of that, I can have new games shipped to my doorstep on the day of their release. That's easier than getting up at midnight and going to GameStop. I'm still going to get it pretty much as soon as the mail comes the next day, and I don't have to go into a brick and mortar store and deal with some kind of disgruntled employee that really doesn't want to be there. Which brings me to another point that I wanted to discuss: my GameStop's employees. Now, there are a couple of different locations in my area that do not have this problem, and like I've said, your experience may vary depending on your local GameStop, but a couple of stores in particular feel like they have employees that may have been working retail at, say, a Walmart or a Target, and then maybe got laid off and transferred over to GameStop and got hired there. They simply don't care about gaming and just want to give you a product. Now, I will say it's likely that I might be expecting too much from my local GameStop, but if I walk into a gaming store and I want to have a conversation about, say, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild or the Skyrim remaster or something along those lines, the guy or the gal should at least be able to keep up with me and understand what's going on. You shouldn't just be focused on selling me a product. That doesn't really show that gaming companionship and brotherhood that I expect whenever I walk into a brick and mortar gaming store that is specifically dedicated to gaming. And I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to remind you that more than likely in your local area there is some kind of gaming store that is a small business run by someone who is genuinely passionate about gaming and who is genuinely interested in what you're playing and will still gladly accept your money for the newest video game that's coming out. In my area, I have one called Gamers Alley, and I know the owner, and I've known him since pretty much day one. And if you have one of these kind of gaming stores in your area, I guarantee that they are going to give you a much better experience than going into a GameStop. Now, 9 times out of 10, if there is a sale going on at another retailer, you are not going to get that same price at your local gaming store, because that literally is a dude just trying to make a living. However, the experience, more often than not, is worth it. Unless you're getting like a Nintendo Switch for 20 bucks, you should yeah, you should probably go somewhere else. Taking all of that into account, it's just clear that the times are changing for one reason or another. Is GameStop going to be run out of business over the course of the next 2 or 3 years? No, but I do think, like I mentioned, it's going to become kind of like a hot topic for gaming, where you can walk in and find some apparel of the newest Call of Duty or Battlefield or Mass Effect or whatever you might be playing. You can go in and find a t-shirt and a plushie if that is your kind of thing, and of course they're going to still sell games, just not on the scale that they've always been known for. So there you guys have it. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of On the Topic Of. If you did, drop me a like down below and leave a comment saying what you think about GameStop closing some of their locations. Is it high time they do so and kind of cut back and, reallocate the resources elsewhere? And do you like the direction that GameStop is going with the collectibles and the t-shirts and all that good stuff? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you happen to be new here, I do upload new videos throughout the week, so there's always something new right here on the channel when you drop by to watch some videos. But as for right now, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching this particular video. I will talk to you soon. Peace.